An asteroid hurtling towards the Earth is something real-life scientists are preparing for at NASA. They're refining the plan because in a few short years, a space rock could come quite close.
Minutes ago, the shocking information that NASA concealed about Mercury was just revealed by the James Webb Telescope, and it is rather damaging. This little planet, situated just next the scorching sun, harbors startling mysteries. Imagine finding glistening riches on the planet that you least expect. Furthermore, unlike everything else in our solar system, the core of Mercury remains a vast enigma from which several researchers have received unusual signals. What horrible secrets may Mercury be keeping hidden? Let's explore the bizarre realities that Mercury is attempting to conceal. Not far from the Sun, the little planet Mercury has been keeping some intriguing secrets. For a long while, despite its enormous size and intense heat, we understood very little about its true nature. However, subsequent space missions have revealed some unexpected findings. For example, experts think that this hot planet may contain diamonds. That's not all, though. Its inside is peculiar. It's bigger and weirder than you may think. What distinguishes it from planets that are nearby? What mysteries are concealed behind its exterior? The most recent findings are set to be made public, but nobody anticipated that the information would spread so swiftly. Astronomers and space enthusiasts have always been captivated by the tiniest planet in our solar system. Its landscape remained a mystery to the naked eye for a very long time. We didn't begin to learn its mysteries until after we made advancements in space technology. The first spacecraft to visit it was Mariner 10, which provided us with our first in-depth look at this tiny planet. It captured images of a surface like our moon, complete with odd ridges and craters, as it flew near. This mission disproved previous theories about the planet's structure by revealing a rough, crater-filled surface, an unexpectedly strong magnetic field, and a larger-than-expected core. Unlike its predecessor, Mariner 10, which only stopped by for a short while, the Messenger spacecraft orbited the planet for a considerable amount of time. This made it possible for it to investigate the planet in more detail. Messenger's mission yielded an astounding 200,000 photos, revealing areas that had before been inaccessible to the human eye. One specific discovery stuck out among the many others. The darker side had remarkably high quantities of calcium and magnesium. Numerous questions concerning the geological processes that could result in such an anomaly were raised by this discovery. It was also noted to have an unusually potent magnetic field, which was especially noticeable in its northern areas. This is not a feature found on any other planet in our solar system. This variety of findings challenged pre-existing hypotheses and planetary science while also deepening our grasp of the subject. Scientists have to reconsider their theories on its formation and construction in light of these facts. Most planets, like Earth, have magnetic fields created by the movement of molten iron in their cores. However, the distinct internal structure results in distinct magnetic behaviors. However, it's not only craters and an odd magnetic field. Extreme surface conditions exist. Temperatures throughout the day can get as high as 806 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt lead. At night, however, temperatures drop dramatically, creating a sharp contrast with the daytime heat. It is far from simple, as evidenced by the other recent discoveries and the extreme temperature changes. It continues to be a subject of curiosity and inquiry, appending our preconceived notions about planets. The Mercury can plummet to an extremely cold -292 degrees Fahrenheit here. Its extremely thin atmosphere, which does nothing to regulate temperature or retain heat, is the source of this. Even with these harsh circumstances, recent studies have revealed some amazing surface features. Data from the Messenger spacecraft in 2012 revealed evidence of past volcanic activity, raising the possibility that the region may not be as geologically calm as previously believed. Scientists found evidence of explosive volcanic eruptions, which means it has been more active in the past than we imagined. Next, in 2020, scientists discovered a startling new finding: water ice patches and crater ice near the poles. These craters are in areas that never see sunlight, making them cold enough to keep ice frozen, an amazing find for a planet so close to the Sun. This has raised concerns about the possibility of life in these frozen areas, particularly microscopic life forms that are able to withstand harsh environments. Let's investigate a planet that has its own laws, starting with the day and year that are particular to it. A day lengthier than a year, the European Space Agency and the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency launched Bepi-Colombo, their most recent mission, in 2018. It is scheduled to arrive there in 2025 with the goal of acquiring more in-depth data on the surface, composition, and geological past of the planet. There are yet more surprises in store for it, such as the finding of water ice and an unexpectedly powerful magnetic field. It also has a peculiar fact: despite its close proximity to the Sun, its year is shorter than its day. How on earth could that be? Normally, we think of planets spinning around once each day and orbiting the Sun once each year. However, it's not the same. Its year is far shorter than ours, taking only 88 Earth days to complete one orbit around the Sun. However, a single spin on its axis takes 176 Earth days. This indicates that a day there is equivalent to twice a year. And that's not even the most peculiar aspect. If you were standing on it, you'd see some really odd things. The Sun would appear to halt abruptly after rising and enlarging in the sky. It might even begin to travel in reverse for a little while before eventually making its way across the sky again. Its sluggish spin can't keep up with its quick orbit around the Sun, which causes this unusual movement. Why is its rotation speed so slow? The reason for this is a phenomenon known as tidal locking, which is the result of billions of years of the Sun's intense gravitational attraction. However, unlike our Moon, which is fully locked with Earth, it is only partially synchronized with its orbit. This causes its strange spin pattern, where its days are so much longer than its years. Its spin locks it in a special position, unlike Earth, where one side is constantly facing Earth. For every 2 orbits around the Sun, it completes 3 spins. On its surface, this peculiar pattern, referred to as a 3:2 spin orbit resonance, creates a very harsh environment. Because of this pattern, one side always faces the Sun and gets quite hot, while the other side is left in the dark, getting very chilly. This causes some of the solar system's most extreme temperature shifts. There is hardly any atmosphere on Mercury. It's so thin, in fact, that scientists refer to it as an exosphere. The gases that make up this exosphere are constantly escaping into space. Things like the solar wind, the decay of radioactive materials, and small meteorites striking the surface take their place. There are some unexpected discoveries regarding the exosphere made by recent study. For instance, data from the Messenger mission in 2020 revealed very high water vapor levels. Researchers believe that the reaction between oxygen in the surface minerals and hydrogen from the solar wind produces this water vapor. Its magnetic field has peculiar effects due to its rapid orbit and sluggish spin. It possesses a worldwide magnetic field despite its small size and sluggish spin, which is thought to be caused by a special process in its liquid metal core. The peculiar orbit and rotation have an impact on this process. The magnetic field is nevertheless very important, even if it is weaker than Earth's. It shields Earth from the ferocious solar wind. Without this magnetic barrier, the solar wind would soon take away what little atmosphere there. It also produces some amazing vistas with the way it spins and orbits. Certain regions of the surface, referred to as hot poles, experience extreme heat when the Sun appears to pause in the sky. However, in some areas close to the poles, it never becomes light and is permanently dark. Remarkably, water ice has been discovered by scientists in these shaded regions. Next, we learn more about the frozen surprises that lurk under this planet's surface. Exploring the hidden craters, but this isn't the oddest part. This ice remains frozen because the craters are shielded from the Sun's rays, which keeps them extremely cold even in the sweltering heat of the surrounding areas. Scientists are now questioning if any additional materials, possibly even organic compounds, might be concealed in these chilly, gloomy areas in light of this unexpected discovery. It's difficult to send spacecraft to Mercury. Because it revolves around the Sun so quickly, these missions require meticulous preparation. Before a spacecraft can slow down sufficiently to reach orbit, it frequently needs to pass by Venus and Mercury many times. It takes some deft maneuvering to meet the problems presented by the fast speed across space. With the help of other planets' gravity, the Bepi-Colombo spacecraft is presently traveling toward Mercury, gradually changing its direction and speed. The spacecraft was launched in 2018 and is scheduled to begin circling Mercury in 2025, following 9 flybys of other planets. When Bepi-Colombo gets to Mercury, it will have a difficult time adjusting to the odd day-night cycle. The spaceship has to balance maintaining system functionality during the long, frigid nights with limiting the amount of heat it absorbs from the Sun. Achieving this balance is essential to the mission, particularly given the challenging circumstances brought on by the peculiar orbit and spin around the Sun. Recently, new computer models have shed light on how quickly Mercury is rotating. According to these simulations, it may have once rotated considerably more quickly, but impacts from space objects like asteroids and comets as well as the Sun's gravitational influence caused it to slow down. This information helps us understand Mercury's past and gives clues about how other planets in our solar system developed over time. But that's not all. New questions come up when scientists study Mercury in greater detail. They are interested in how its peculiar orbit affects its surface and how its core remains partially molten despite the long, frigid nights. These queries highlight the vast amount of knowledge that remains concerning our own solar system. The distinctive characteristics stretch the boundaries of our scientific beliefs and encourage us to consider novel concepts as they relate to the formation and evolution of planets. And under its cratered surface, maybe, lie even more surprises. Mercury is the smallest planet in our solar system, yet despite this, it is brimming with interesting features. It never ceases to astound scientists with its distinct characteristics and surprising findings. The unusually massive core of Mercury is one of the most intriguing discoveries. According to research conducted by planetary scientist Dr. Nancy Chabot of the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory, the core of the object takes up around 85% of its entire volume. Compared to the Earth's core, which makes up only 15% of the planet's volume, this is far larger. However, why does it possess such a large core? One theory is that it was once a much larger planet that was mostly destroyed in a massive collision early in the solar system's existence. Dr. Eric Asfog of the University of Arizona has named this idea the hit-and-run scenario. It postulates that it may have been struck by a massive object that removed much of its crust and mantle, leaving behind the iron-rich core that exists today. However, this was hardly the only surprising discovery. Its magnetic field is also very strong. Its global magnetic field is around 1% that of Earth, whereas that of Venus and Mars is absent. The little planet's already fascinating nature is further complicated by its magnetic field. We now learn some startling facts about its surface and magnetic field. The odd mysteries of Mercury's magnetic field. Mercury has a magnetic field that is exactly as powerful as Earth's, according to a startling finding uncovered by NASA's Messenger spacecraft. This surprised scientists because they didn't think the small, slowly spinning planet could maintain a magnetic field. Scientists led by Dr. Catherine Johnson of the University of British Columbia discovered that the planet's magnetic field isn't centered in the center. Rather, it has been moved by around 20% of the planet's radius. They speculate that this could be because of the irregular thickness of the crust, which alters the planet's internal heat flow. Sulfur, potassium, and sodium were discovered by scientists on its surface in 2020. These substances would ordinarily burn up rapidly at high temperatures near the Sun. So it came as a huge surprise to find them. According to Dr. Patrick Peplowski of the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory, these elements may have been created by impacts from comets or asteroids that struck the planet after it had already formed. However, this wasn't the most unexpected finding. Researchers have also discovered water ice in craters close to Mercury's poles. Because these craters are always shaded and receive no sunshine, they are extremely chilly. This maintains the ice's frozen state. This ice was discovered by a team that included Dr. Nancy Chabot. It is an amazing discovery for a planet this near to the Sun. There's more. These craters also included traces of organic molecules, according to researchers. Complex carbon-based compounds, such as those found in these dark deposits, may have contributed to the emergence of life on Earth. This implies that the planet may have information on the origins of life in our solar system, despite its harsh surroundings. The surprises, however, didn't end there. Scientists were surprised to see traces of geological activity associated with it. There was proof of recent volcanic activity discovered by the Messenger mission. Small, bright patches on the surface that appear to be volcanic vents were observed by Dr. David Rothery of the Open University in the UK, indicating that the planet is continually changing. Its chaotic terrain is a vast region, roughly the size of Texas, with jumbled hills and valleys close to the South Pole. Dr. Thomas Waters of the Smithsonian Institution says experts believe that powerful earthquakes brought on by the Sun's gravitational pull during its orbital changes may have generated this. Many unsolved mysteries remain regarding this small planet so near to the Sun. What more may we discover? Some intriguing insights regarding what's under the surface have been uncovered by recent investigations. Using information from NASA's Messenger mission, Dr. Amir Khan of the University of Zurich has conducted a deeper examination of its interior layers. Its study team discovered that it has a solid inner core and a liquid outer core, just like Earth. Nonetheless, compared to Earth, a far bigger portion of its overall size is made up of a solid core, which may account for some of the strange magnetic characteristics. These findings cast doubt on our understanding of the formation and evolution of planets. There's still so much to learn, even about our own solar system. We can only speculate as to what additional surprising characteristics could be lurking beneath its cratered surface as we wait for further space missions to offer more information. Missions underway continue to demonstrate that its inside is every bit as interesting as its outside. A significant discovery concerns the composition of the planet's core. Its core is primarily liquid with a solid portion in the center, unlike Earth, which has a solid core surrounded by a liquid outer core. The Messenger mission's observations of minute variations in the structure's gravitational field provided confirmation of its singularity. As we go deeper, we look at this tiny yet fascinating planet's peculiar structure and past. A somber investigation beneath the surface, however, this wasn't the most unexpected aspect. Roughly half of the overall size of the core is made up of the solid part, which is believed to be 1,260 miles broad. Compared to Earth's solid core, which makes up only 20% of the planet's core volume, this is far bigger. To create its magnetic field, its core's dimensions and properties are essential. This planet's magnetic field is unusually powerful for its size, even if it is weaker than Earth's. Regarding its structure, there is yet much to discover. Scientists now estimate that the mantle of the planet is only 260 miles deep, far thinner than previously believed. In comparison, the thickness of the Earth's mantle is around 1,800 miles. This significant difference influences the planet's heat-trapping ability and surface behavior. An intriguing finding regarding its hidden layers was found in 2012. Messenger discovered evidence of prehistoric volcanic activity in the form of shallow pits known as hollows. These hollows were probably created when specific substances vanished from the planet's crust, indicating that the planet may have once contained more of these volatile materials than previously believed. In 2020, researchers looking through Messenger's data uncovered yet another startling finding. Beneath its surface, they discovered indications of a large, old magma lake. This ancient magma sea might have played a key role in shaping its landscape and interior structure. Some of its distinctive surface characteristics, such as the broad, smooth areas that make up a substantial portion of its northern section, may also be explained by this ancient magma sea. Known as the Northern Volcanic Plains, these areas are thought to have developed from massive lava flows that happened at an early point in the region's history. However, that wasn't the most unexpected discovery. Scientists deduced another mystery from messenger data in 2022, indications of nitrogen below the surface. This finding raised the possibility that the nitrogen was driven underground by the extreme heat and sun radiation of the planet's early atmosphere. Its past is interestingly called into doubt by this concealed nitrogen. Was its atmosphere thicker once? And if it did, what does it reveal about its primordial climate and the likelihood that it was livable at one time? The finding of water ice in craters at its poles raises yet another intriguing puzzle about its secret layers. Even though these craters are so near to the sun, the ice remains frozen because they are always under darkness. Some of this ice could be relatively young, deposited by comets or asteroids in the last few tens of millions of years. Additionally, there are dark deposits that experts think could contain organic molecules. These materials, which are more vaporous than the ice, may be debris from comets or asteroids that collided with it. These organic compounds provide a unique chance to investigate the distribution of these chemicals in the inner solar system. Could these organic molecules suggest prior life? Comment below, give it a like, and subscribe to get more.